Hello, my name is Zimmaron and thank you so much for watching this video. In this video, I'm going to talk about what I consider to be the single most powerful affirmation that you can use in your daily life. Now, this particular affirmation is something that is way beyond any other affirmation that I've come across and that I've found. And this affirmation didn't actually come from me. It came from a very, very powerful spiritual master and avatar out of India, whose name is Ramana Maharishi, out of Tiruvannamalai. It's a place that I actually had the fortune of visiting, and I'm going to his ashram. And unfortunately, he's no longer in body, but he is a really, really powerful saint and master that walked on this planet and brought about a lot of really, really, really profound teachings, including this particular affirmation. Now, for those of you that don't know what an affirmation is simply just a sentence or a statement that's a positive one that you repeat. And there's really two main reasons why people will say an affirmation. One reason is to reprogram their mind with whatever that positive statement is. And the other reason why people will use affirmations is to help distract the mind and give the mind a single point of focus. And what I mean by distracting the mind is that 90% of your thoughts that you have throughout the day actually serve no real valid purpose. A lot of the times we're just narrating what we're doing and we're just talking and saying things to ourselves that really aren't that important, and in a lot of cases are actually quite negative and self-defeating and very limiting. So using an affirmation while meditating, for instance, if you're one of those people that struggle with meditating and struggle with silencing your mind, and I'll have other videos that specifically talk about different types of meditations and how to meditate and all of that sort of stuff as well. But using an affirmation during meditation is very powerful because you're basically not only reprogramming your mind, but you're giving your mind a single point of focus, and it helps train the mind to not just be jumping from one thought to another. And over time, you can learn to silence what's going on inside, which then allows you to tap into being more into the moment and allows you to get rid of and negate and eliminate some of those negative thought forms and beliefs and erroneous thoughts that are continually going behind the scenes. For some of those people that it does. So what are some examples of some really powerful affirmations? Well, some of them could be, usually the most powerful affirmations will start with I am. It'll be an I am statement. Sometimes people will just even say I am without anything after that. But you can also do like, I am love, I am blessed, I am grateful. You might say, I welcome and receive this love. It really doesn't matter what it is. I am safe is an example as well. It doesn't really matter what the affirmation is as long as it's positive and something that is helping you with whatever it is that you're trying to overcome and maybe reprogram in your mind. Now, when it comes to actually programming your mind to get the most benefit out of any form of programming or visualization or anything, which again, I'll do another video on visualizations and how to actually work with manifestation and creating your most desired outcomes. But the most powerful way to utilize affirmations or even visualization is to invoke emotion into it, so imagine the victory or the outcome of whatever that affirmation is, so that you viscerally experience it inside of yourself. And that's really, really important, because just saying something over and over in your head, it's going to take a really, really long time for it to actually have real impact inside of you. And that's one of the reasons why most affirmations aren't as powerful as they could be, because there's no real emotion behind it. And it doesn't really play into the mechanisms of the mind and how the mind works, because the way that the mind and the brain works is that it's a manifestation machine, okay? It's what's responsible for putting thought into action, okay? That's what the mind does. It controls the physical body unconsciously most of the time, and also, what you do, and so the mind is literally responsible for making, whatever and whoever you are into reality, and making your thoughts into reality. And that's the reason why it's so important to understand the nature of your thoughts and where they come from, and be able to not only deprogram those, but also pull out the root hairs of where those thoughts originally came from, which usually involves the need to express and feel the emotion that is behind that thought and is the original source of the trauma or whatever it was that created you thinking in a certain way that's usually limiting and negative and so forth. So anyway, so what is this amazing, life-changing affirmation? It's very, very simple, actually. It's actually a question, and it's, who am I? And the reason why that is such a powerful affirmation is very, very simple. Because when you ask, who am I? Your mind immediately starts trying to manifest who it is that you truly are. And it actually bypasses your conscious mechanisms, okay? Because your conscious beliefs of who you are aren't really who you are. And your unconscious mind actually knows that, okay? Who you truly are, and your divine self and so forth knows that you're not, this lowly person, and that and that you're a bad person, or whatever the self-negatives that we have, all this guilt and shame and self-judgment and all this stuff that we have. They're just part of programs that have been built up due to trauma and emotional experiences that we had as a child. And I get into some of this in some of my other videos, and there's going to be some other videos that I'm going to put out that are going to specifically talk about the emotional body and emotions and how they work, and how we actually create our own reality, and go really in depth into some of that, so that you can actually start deconstructing how you engage with the world and what you create, so that you can live your most optimal life. So back to, who am I? So when you start saying, who am I? Your mind will start bringing and drawing that to you. Now, the coolest thing about who am I is that ultimately, okay, from a spiritual perspective, you are love. You are God. You are one with all of creation. Okay, so first things first, you start bringing in and tapping into more love, more of your divine self, more of your God self, more of the very essence of who you are. But on the physical level, what it also does is it draws to you what it is that you're meant to do, what it is that you're meant to become, who you were born to be on this planet, whatever that happens to be for you. It doesn't have to be some lofty thing. For some people it might be. But we all have a mission, and we all have a purpose in life that's far greater than what we think that we have and what we think that we are based on our current circumstances and how you've lived your life up until this particular point. So that's the reason why Who Am I is so powerful, because it draws to you everything that you are. And think of it this way too. When you say, I am love, or I am blessed, and I am safe, again, which have their place in certain circumstances and situations and might be good while you're going through a particular type of issue. You know, for instance, somebody that has a lot of anxiety and a lot of fear, and maybe they've been abused, you know, maybe something like I am safe would be a more ideal affirmation temporarily, while they're moving through their fear and their anxiety and all of that sort of stuff, okay? But ultimately, Who Am I will heal you of that as well, because you're not fear, you're not a victim, and you know your abuse was in the past and it was a temporary circumstance that you fully have the power to overcome. But you know, regardless, but the Who Am I is a question. It invokes a manifesting branch of your mind and your brain and starts drawing that to you. Whereas everything else is just a statement. And it can very easily get disregarded by your mind and has less energy behind it. It doesn't utilize the very function that your mind has and that it was built for in the first place. So that's the reason why it's so powerful, and it's the single most powerful, because you will draw to you who you are. It will help you bring into your life whatever situations and circumstances you need so that you can literally live in this world as who you were truly born to be, and it'll just only bring happiness and more love and more joy and synchronicities and magic into your life. So if you would like to know more about me, if you'd like to get on a phone call with me and have me coach you and help you with any life circumstance or situation or issue, or if you're looking for a breakthrough or some form of transformation in your life, any area of your life, it could be relationships, health, wellness, it could be in your business, then click on the links below or wherever the links are, and schedule a call with me, and let's have a chat. Let's see what I can do for you, and who knows, you know, it would be my pleasure to help you transform your life and live as who you truly are. So thank you for watching. Comment down below if you have any questions, if you need clarity on anything, and also if you have you know, if you disagree with me, or what other affirmations you might know that might be really powerful. I do read all the comments, and I will respond to ones that need it. And, you know, I welcome